Good morning. Here we are, Thursday, May 7th. Your workout for the day. Yesterday was all legs and squatting. Today's going to be all upper body and pushing. So we're going to break the workout into 3 parts. Each part you're going to do between 3, 4, and 5 rounds. All right. So part number 1 is going to be wall walks. You're going to, or not wall walks, excuse me. We're going to do shoulder taps, 20 of them, and there's a whole bunch of different ways that we can do those shoulder taps. And you're going to couple that with push-ups. Each round you're going to do, again, 20 shoulder taps and then at least 10 push-ups. And the push-ups can be done from a variety of positions as well, so that you can get those 10 repetitions, or at least 10 repetitions per round. So let me first go through and demonstrate all the different modifications, all the different variations for the shoulder tap, and then with the push-up. So the first is we can go and do a handstand shoulder tap. So I'll demonstrate a few right here. So I'm going to walk myself into a handstand. I recommend having the hands closer together as opposed just from a balance standpoint. If they're wide, it's going to be pretty hard to maintain that balance, but we'll have those hands pretty much shoulder width apart, just so we can keep our center of gravity in a good spot. All right. Okay, other options for these are we can do these off of putting our feet on an elevated surface, a chair or a stool or something. We can do it from a pike position. So I'll essentially hit downward dog. I'm going to push up and pull my head back. Okay, we could do it from downward dog. We could do it from a plank position. And of course we could do it off of a raised object, off of like a chair or something. So, say you're gonna do 20, you're gonna do 10 to each shoulder. Then you immediately go into doing your push-ups. We're gonna do at least 10 each round. We gotta get them unbroken. So, if I start up doing my push-ups on the ground, and I'm going along, and I'm doing okay, and then I need to rest for a second, no, or I need to kick back into downward dog for a second and kind of rest. Wanna make sure that we continue. We want to keep constant tension on those muscles, right? Time under tension. So we got to be able to blaze through all 10 repetitions. Say I get to like number 7 or 8 and I need to take that brief pause. Well, then my next set, I need to go to a slightly higher surface. So say I start out on the ground, I do 7 or 8, need to take a little pause. Then I finish, those final 2 or 3 reps. Well, then my next set, I need to go and I need to do my push-ups off of a slightly raised surface so that I can get all 10 unbroken. Throughout the course of the 5 rounds, you might feel you're going to probably find that you come up at least once or twice from whatever your starting position is up. You might be doing them at some point off of a chair, off of a table, off of a counter. Heck, you might even end up finishing off doing your push-ups off of a wall. So again, whatever's going to work for you so that you can get in those quality repetitions. All right. So again, 3 to 5 rounds, 20 shoulder taps with any of those variations that went over, and 10 follow up immediately by 10 push-ups. And you're gonna rest 1 minute in between each round. After that, we're gonna go into some dips and some tension dips and some overhead tricep extension. So, for the, at this point, once you complete part number 1, your triceps, your shoulders, your chest, everything should be blown up pretty good. So you're not gonna need a lot of weight on those overhead tricep extensions. You know, if you have, you know, a single dumbbell or a single kettlebell, that works great. If you have a rock of appropriate size, that works great as well. Or whatever other odd object you have, whatever other, you know, piece of home equipment you've created, whatever's going to work for you. We just need that little bit of resistance. You know, most folks probably in the 8 to 12, maybe 15-pound range on those overheads is going to be plenty of weight to do these. So how we're going to do this, again, 3, 4, or 5 rounds. We're going to do tension dips. So when we set ourselves up, well, let me start with this one. On our 3 basic positions, either knees bent, legs out straight, or my legs up on another object. As you guys are becoming well aware of, our positioning, shoulders down and back. We want to open up the chest a little bit. We want to create some external rotation through the shoulders. We want to pull really strong through the shoulder blades, really strong through the lats, and establish that really strong, safe position, right? Put our shoulder blades in the best position so we're not protracting, we're not rounding forward, we're not pinching those shoulders and create any sort of impingement. So got to be really strong and maintain a nice vertical position as we move up and down with these tension dips. And the tension dip means that I go slow on the way down and I come slow on the way up, all right? So again, lots of time under tension. And let me demonstrate a few right here. So I'll set up, hand position, either fingers out to help with that external rotation. If you want to put your fingers forward, that's fine, but again, really concentrate on pulling those shoulders down and back into position. Nice and tall, my butt's gonna go straight down, my back's gonna stay nice and tight to the bench here, and nice and slow, slow, slow. I hit my bottom position, up, slow, 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 down, nice and slow. So again, slow on the way down, slow on the way up. And you're gonna do as many as you can. You're probably gonna be cruising along pretty good, and all of a sudden you're gonna get to a rep or two, and all of a sudden you're just gonna like hit a wall. Your triceps are just gonna like stop working. That's when you know you've hit your max. So you're gonna do your max, whatever that number is. Then you're gonna pick up whatever object you have to do those overhead tricep extensions, and you're going to do 10 repetitions. All right, so I can just sit on the chair or whatever it is that I'm working off of, take that object, and just gonna do some tricep isolation. Okay, and I'm doing 10 reps. The first couple rounds, you know, you'll probably be fine with the weight, assuming you've picked the correct weight. Once you get into, if you're doing, you know, 4 or 5 rounds, once you get into those final 2 or 3 rounds, whatever, even with that little bit of weight, those overhead tricep extensions are gonna get really, really dicey, really tough, all right? Literally, this right here, this was the rock that I used for all of my overhead tricep extensions. After those shoulder taps and push-ups, and then in combination with those dips, again, you don't need a lot of weight, and you're gonna get blown up. So it's gonna do you just right. All right. So again, 3, 4, or 5 rounds, max tension dips in that good external rotation position, immediately followed up by 10 overhead tricep extensions. If we got a dumbbell or kettlebell, super easy to do these overhead tricep extensions. And you're gonna rest 1 minute in between each of those sets. Then we're gonna finish up with 3 to 5 rounds of, we're gonna be in an L-sit position, we're gonna do overhead press and this pinch coffin press. And that's gonna be 3, 4, or 5 rounds. You're just gonna rip through that as quickly as you can. So, what that'll look like. So with this L-sit, we want to be working on our positioning. So I want to be sitting up as tall as I can, as long a spine as I can, 90 degrees here in the hips. Again, nice and tall. If this position is really uncomfortable for me, I can bend my knees a little bit. If that's even uncomfortable, I can sit, I got a low step over here, I can sit on that low step just to let my legs come down a little bit, open up this angle right here, and just give my back a little bit of relief, okay? But again, working on the mobility of that spine and of your hips. So you're gonna take your, again, if you got dumbbells, kettlebells, super easy. Whatever other objects that you have, we're gonna do 10 overhead presses. So, and my starting position right here at my chin level, I press, make sure I finish at full extension, and then come on down, or excuse me, I guess, shoulder flexion. Having those hands straight up and over on the top of the shoulders. So you'll do 10, and then immediately you're gonna take a smaller object and you're gonna pinch like so, okay? And you're just gonna sit nice and tall, and we're just gonna press it out in front of us. So that action is gonna cause a lot on the chest to just pinch it together as you press. It's gonna take a big constant contraction of your chest, of your pecs. So you'll do, and you're just gonna do that continuously, 3, 4, or 5 rounds, 10 repetitions of each. Just rip through and get it done. Again, at the end of the workout, the weights, you're not gonna need a whole lot of weight to get this done, where you're gonna be feeling a whole lot of fatigue in the shoulders and the chest by the time you finish that, 3, 4, or 5 rounds. So, hey now. So yeah, as always, get after it. You're gonna feel so much better when you get done, and I will see you guys tomorrow.